process, but has this exceeded your expectations even of what it is right now?
Honestly, I would have to say it has not exceeded my expectations because my expectations adjusted through the whole process.
Okay, yeah.
So seeing it, it's more a sense of disbelief, even though I've been involved since before there was before, like at the birth of the dream, I was there. But somehow seeing it, I'm just still in this place of, you have to pinch me. I can't, is this real? Because it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it is so iconic Seattle, which, the Storm is really all about Seattle. We are an expression, a representation of the city, and aspirants to be kind of Seattle's best self, if you will. So to see this realized and kind of hitting there, this is a place where Seattleites are going to be proud of. So I love that. But does it surpass my expectations? No. We had such an amazing team working on this. The architects, Selling Construction, incredible. Barry and Toast Ryan, our owners reps, they were always raising the bar themselves, and they brought so much to it, so that from the beginning, it was really clear we were going to have an amazing home at the end of the day.
That was great. And that wasn't even one of my listed questions.
Sorry.
That was incredible. That'll be great. To continue with that, during a lot of change in the WNBA, players are choosing organizations that really do put them first, right? As representatives of the ownership group, obviously, what does it mean to you in Seattle, and how you continue to expound on the explosion of women's basketball? Because obviously, in recent times, a lot of people are just kind of being awoken to how great women's basketball is. You know what I mean?
So we've always known women's basketball was great, and our fans have always known that women's basketball is an experience they want to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it's gratifying what's happening, and we designed and built this building, the center, intentionally to forward the dialogue, if you will, and raise the expectation of what girls and women deserve when it comes to facilities for athletes. So for us, sure, it was a business decision in terms of how do we keep Seattle on the map so that the best of the WNBA will want to be here, but it's also about more than that. It's just the long trajectory of generating access to opportunity for girls and women through the vehicle of sports.
Before any of the big offseason moves were made, obviously, with NECA and Skylar, and the draft was pretty exciting for numerous reasons. Obviously, Jewell was priority number one for all intents and purposes. And she was asked to trust the process, right? Because obviously this was on the way, and you hadn't officially signed anybody yet for free agency. There was a big step to take there.
That's right.
It's obviously since paid off pretty decently, I'd say. If possible, is there anything that you can share as far as the nature of those talks and how free agency might have went, or how much of it was just kind of letting the staff do their thing and the trust in that staff?
Well, I think that, what you said, Jewell did have to take a leap of faith that in committing to stay here with a roster that was not championship caliber, that she was trusting our group, our staff, to build around her. And the thing is that in some ways it's a leap of faith, but in another way, you look at the strength of our leadership team, you look at the strength of our GM, coaching staff. It's not like you're looking back and thinking, there's like, what have they done? You're looking back at a certain history. Mm-hmm. And so that brings you credibility. And I think we felt Jewell was absolutely our number one priority. And after that, once she was on board, she became part of the process. So, I think Jewell is really the best person to talk to about what her decision process was. We tried to make it as easy as possible for her because, she knew us and she knew that we would do everything in our power to build a competitive team, a team that could compete. I loved what NECA said in her first press conference, and I think, you can never win everything. It's just not how life is. And the truth is, we humans wouldn't want that. We love underdogs, you know, and we don't like it when someone's on top all the time, right? So that's what we're trying to do, is set the stage for the Seattle Storm to be able to compete, not just this year, but well into the future.
And then to wrap you up, I think I know the answer just because it was talked about in that room over there. But you know, with how intricate the details are in this building, whether it's the storm drains being the Storm logo, championship court being used in a conference room up there for a table, what are some of your favorite touches? Because obviously it was talked about, you do the little things right and it will help you, you know, in the long run.
So my favorite thing right now about the center is how light it is. You do not walk in here and feel like you're in a warehouse or in a cave. You are part, you know, to the extent that you can have the outdoors here inside, we do. And I love that. There's just, especially in Seattle, having access to the sunshine, but also the cloud cover is important. For me, some of the details aren't here yet. Not all the art is up. But what you'll see when this building is really finally complete is this is both a nod to our past and all the people who helped bring us here, as well as creating promise for the future. And that's what I love about this place. You see it, you know, with the sneaker wall where Brum is talking about. You see it with the championship floor from the Key. That's some of our history. So you get the history, and it centers and locates people. Like, we are not a fly-by-night organization, and we now are here solidly in a way we weren't. And wow, what does that make possible for the future? And that's probably what I love most about this.